need to find the logical antidote. What is logical antidote? There's many, but one important things. That's why Buddha introduced it to Buddha nature. Means is there's no specific you are more special qualified one. The no specific is the lower qualities, like the object of the insult or the looking down is wrong, because you are both or we are both is equal quality. The quality is equality. So the qualities is same. There's no difference. The nature according to the of nature and then same quality. According to the of conventionally, then they also can be high, and you also sometimes can down, falling down. There's no certainty. According to the of conventionally, there's no certainty. According to the of reality, and then the same quality. Then why you have pride? Why you have arrogance? Why you looking down other? Why you looking insult to other? It's because the reality is same quality. According to conventionally, both is change. Can be changed. High or low, they can changeable very much. Even this year and next year can change. So therefore, that is why the second reason, samshin manla nibada. And then the third reason to introducing the Buddha nature from the reasoning, samshin manla nibada yadak manzan, means is as a holding wrong view. If there doesn't know Buddha nature is existent, providing equally for all sentient beings, and then is many of people or many of some the non-Buddhism, the philosophy, the tradition followers can be falling extremes of wrong view. Holding wrong view is danger, because they're holding wrong view of natural law of cause and effect. They're holding the wrong view of the reincarnation. They're holding the wrong view of the enlightenment. They feel there's no logic, they have no reason to enlightenment if there doesn't know Buddha nature. For example, this is the problem. Therefore, is there maybe holding the person is as a permanent. Person is as the creator of the universe, or maybe something like many the holding the wrong views. Comes from the problems because there wasn't no yet the Buddha nature providing equally for all sentient beings. So therefore, they're thinking about different source and different cause, different conditions for something achievement purpose. But so that is problem. The falling the extremes of wrong view. This is the problem. So they're holding the wrong views. This is the problem. So therefore, if someone clearly understands Buddha nature providing equally all sentient beings nature, mind, then there's no need holding wrong view. Can be antidote to the of such kind of the wrong views. Then I mention you, they understand the reincarnation, they understand the basics of samsara and nirvana, they understand is the possibilities 100% sooner or later enlightenment or so on so on. There's very possibilities, completely freedom from the obscuration, delusion, karma, even the omniscient, the obscuration to the omniscient, so on. If it's the Buddha nature, they understand. So that is the third reason why he introducing the Buddha nature pervading sentient beings to that. And then the fourth reason is the problems as a holding. Holding, they're blaming, they're abusing to the pure view, the pure traditions. They're against to the pure traditions. They're against to the reincarnation. They're against to the karma of cause and effect. They're enabling to the enlightenment, Buddhahood, so on. Say, oh no, there's no possible. There's no reincarnation possible. There's no true the karma of cause and effect. No possible. And no possible liberation of samsara. Or no possible achievement Buddhahood. Omniscience is nobody cannot achievement. There's no possibilities to achievement omniscience, all-knowing knowledge. No one. So this all is these concepts coming on the wrong view mentioned before. So therefore they debate, to the of like the red view. They cannot accept the red view. So therefore they're angry, they're upset to the red view, because themselves they cannot understand this, they cannot believe, they cannot trust, because they losing the view of the essence, because they wasn't sure, know yet the Buddha nature pervading equally for all sentient beings. Heart. That's why they cannot say all sentient beings will be enlightenment, so no later. So this is the problem. That means is the perfect Dharma, the perfect talk, the perfect view, the perfect path, perfect meditation, the perfect result. They're against the argument to the perfect view, perfect path, perfect liberation, and so on. This is the problem. So therefore, somebody understand the conviction, the certainty born from reasoning, and then the Buddha nature pervading to sentient beings, and then they can accept the pure view. So that is the one reason why is the Buddha explanations. That's the fourth reason. And then the fifth reason, the last one, the reason. Actually, since we're born in samsara, the ordinary nature was a perception with self-grasping. Self-grasping is as the root of samsara actually. The self-cherishing is at the root. The desire, anger, ignorance, the three poisons. There's so many different kinds of delusions and disturbing emotions, afflictive emotions, but the source are the three poisons. The three poisons as the source of the other of the various different kind of delusions, born from the desire, anger, ignorance. So these are the three poisons. Is from the root is self-grasping, self-cherishing, self-clinging, clinging oneself is the root. So therefore ours is oneself is the first number one, it's important. Ours, oneself is. Therefore ours we're losing important things. We want to protect ourselves, but as we go into wrong protection, so this is the problem. That's why in the text, that means is, even though they want to be happy, enjoyment, achievement, but destroy the root of happiness like enemy, but themselves. In the Shanti in the text, they says, Bodhijara Avatar text, they says, although they want to be, even though they want to freedom from suffering, unpleasant feelings, but chasing to the cause of suffering and conditions of suffering by themselves. So that means is the root is the self-grasping, self-cherishing, ego-clinging, clinging oneself. That's the problem, So therefore, now, if you understand Buddha nature, the characteristic of Buddha nature, first we need to understand, we mentioned you already, Buddha nature is not only the part of empty, not only the part of the apparent luminescence, but the union of these two, or the three kayas I mentioned you before, aspect of unborn nature, the wisdom, dharmakaya, and is the essence is luminosity as sambhogakaya, aspect of sambhogakaya, and then is the union of this, the embodiment of this unborn nature wisdom, and is the essence of luminosity is at the great pervasive compassion is the nirmanakaya. So these are the three kaya is as the nature, the Buddha. That is Buddha nature actually, Therefore, I mentioned before, but I'm jumping actually from this. The result I told you before, the three kayas, final result is, but the result does not mean repent newly, but sense from beginning from Buddha nature is primordially is existent of these three kayas there, So therefore, if first you clearly understand the characteristic, because Buddha introduced to us, by the reason, logic, many, not only Buddha says the morning word only, of course. So you can judge, you can check, you can validate. So, and then finally you can accept that what he says is logical, reasonable. And then if you're understanding these pervading equally all sentient beings, there's no exception, nobody, that means there's no specific necessary to self-cherishing and self-grasping, ego clinging, because egoless, selflessness, nature. Our nature is selflessness. Or our nature is, as primordial, is egoless. That's the reality. So no other questions, then why comes the ego? Why the comes of the dualistic grasping mind? Why comes of this, the self-cherishing or so on? Because it's the ignorance, misconception mind, misunderstanding mind is the root of delusion, karma, afflictive emotion, and samsara. So therefore there's two sources, we can say. Samsara, the ignorance is the source of samsara. Buddha nature is at the source of nirvana, we can say, enlightenment. Because there's no Buddha nature, there's no nirvana, no possible attainment, enlightenment, Buddhahood. There's no Buddha, means is no seed, no result. That's clear, right? If a very simple word we say, if there's no cause and there's no effect, cannot. Effect cannot, if no cause. So if there's no Buddha's, the seed of Buddha, and there's no result of Buddha, isn't it? So if there's no Buddha nature and there's no Buddha, it's the fruit Buddha, is because there's no cause of the Buddha, no possible. So if therefore it's there is Buddha nature. That's why it comes Buddha. That's why can enlightenment. That's why it's liberation. Because the seed is there. Similarly, if there's no ignorant, then what is not existent? Delusions, karmas, afflictive emotions, the wrong actions, so on, so on. No possible. Why we comes angry? Why we comes desire, attachment? Why? Sure, you can say many conditions. Because he hurt me, I'm angry. That's just circumstance, a moment's present condition. Just the influence make you wake up this ignorant only, but not that the source, anger. So what is the actual source of anger, desire, attachment? The ignorance. The ignorant is the original, the origin, the source. The enemies or something, attachment object is just condition, the conditions, the influence. Not that is the source of the reality. So therefore, such of the delusions and the karmas or so on, this kind is mainly the source is from ignorant. Such of compassion, loving kindness, pure wisdom, this kind of all the enlightenment, mind or so on, this kind of all is from Buddha nature. Buddha nature is the main, the root. Can be also the source, even compassion from sentient being. The sentient being is the condition of compassion, not the actual cause of compassion. Not. So, therefore, when they are understanding this way, and then there's no, especially is something is the grasp is very, very strong. Feeling is less and less, and the equal feeling is coming. So this is the fifth reason. So just briefly, but actually is of course so many the benefit things. If Buddha nature they understand clearly, what it means. If they wasn't understand, then there's many problems for the view, path, practice, and the liberation of so on. Many things. So that is why the explanation, the Buddha nature. So now, finally, what we need to understand from the second, he's teaching the Paranjana Paramita, more determined explanation, only is the emptiness, the part of emptiness, like part of Buddha nature, one part of Buddha nature, the aspect, one aspect of the Buddha nature, aspect of unborn nature. And then in the third, the teaching or the training of real Dharma, that times more detailment is more explanation, detail is the aspect one of the Buddha nature, the one aspect of Buddha nature, which is the luminosity, the clarity, more detailed explanations. We should need to understand the both union. That is the real final Buddha's, the view, to introduce for us, finally. So therefore, this Buddha nature teaching like joint from between of the sutra and tantra. If Buddha nature understand, then the tantra is not very complicated. Makes sense. Tantra talking it's your guru is as Buddha. They're talking. Then you don't need argument to the teacher. It should be. Even though myself can be Buddha, of course, my teacher. Then you can feel something, understand. So therefore, and then is Buddha nature understand. Then is Tantra talking about the deity, the visualization of. Of course, teacher is you need to do visualize like pure deity. But even though yourself, the disciple of yourself, you need to start meditate on the deity, right? Yourself, you need to do visualize the deity, generation deity. Means it's pure, totally pure. Because we go into the result. Tantra is we say resultant we call. So resultant we call means is talking about final result, like 3 kayas or 4 kayas. That's final result. So that final result means is according to the we mentioned Buddha nature, sense from beginning already is reality is that. But we yet not recognize thatness, suchness, nature. So now on Tantra is the skillful method, that's shortcut. Look, it's shortcut. They just leap over. Leap over means is directly try to leading disciples to recognize, to meditate the result of 3 kaya. That means is your nature is 3 kaya, but final achievement is also 3 kaya. So therefore, very beginning means is if Tantra is very beginning, they start to meditate on the nature way, on the Buddha nature. Means is just this field, different kind of, so just disciplining better Buddha nature aspect, different disciplining of the Buddha nature. But nature, so therefore, then makes sense Vajra Tantra is as a resultant we call, and then makes sense. Something is that times this is even though like samsara and nirvana is same. One day is you can hear same quality, samsara and nirvana. So anyway, that is why this kind of understand Buddha nature, and then is Tantra makes sense for you, and then the emptiness does not mean it's totally nothingness only, and it's because the luminosity is as essence, and that does not mean also the luminosity Buddha nature is as permanent. That's why I used to before say great permanent. Great permanent is not normal permanent. Just as aspect of unchangeable, that is why we say great permanent. Does not mean it's permanently existent, inherently something there like materiality, something there now. So anyway, Buddha Dharma is very beautiful actually. It's really beautiful, very logical, very reasonable. All is really some, but a little bit hard to fathom, very deep. But it's not very also complicated to understand step by step. Then it can, of course, because Buddha's wisdom, he know very much how to leading sentient being to the nature, step by step, many levels. They have many options. So anyway, finally, I want to say, any things of some good things for sentient beings comes from doesn't matter Buddhist or from non-Buddhist traditions. The main source, do not forget, from Buddha nature. Okay, that makes sense. Any kind of different traditions using different, as a view, different said, but some good things benefit sentient beings, and then 100% sure the source is Buddha nature. There's no Buddha nature. There's no possibilities any 1 second minutes benefit beings. It's not possible. That means even 1 second minutes benefit things comes is from Buddha nature. That's that not from only Buddhist. Okay. That's very, very logical, but it's very important. So that is why Buddhism traditions say you keep your faith on your tradition, but respect equally to all the other traditions, because not all the other traditions completely false. So, because deep view then is coming, but it's some extra many the good things, benefit things. Each traditions, because they yet not accept the qualities, can not enough the knowledge to understand all others. So therefore, it's at the moment temporary benefit. Something is the temporary traditions. It's good, So anyway, some good things comes from somebody. That is from Buddha, with Buddha nature, the Buddha source. The Buddha nature is the source. The same. Any problems, something makes harming somebody, no matter from you or from me. The source is what? Ignorance. We mentioned it before. Same, the logic, the opposite. Any good things, something comes from Buddha nature. So ignorant prevailing equally for all sentient beings, and Buddha nature also prevailing equally all the nature of sentient beings, right? But difference, ignorant is just circumstantially appears there. Sooner or later can exhaustion, will be disappear. Buddha nature will never disappear, will never be exhausting, cannot, because uncompounded phenomena. Ignorant because it's a compounded phenomena. Make sense? Yes. Okay, like this way you need to judge future, to judge Dharma, So then comes the pure view coming, the pure, it makes sense, So anyway, okay, so like this way, so we stop here. Well, I hope you little bit can understand. So it's important, and then keep future your heart connections to the of such of pure traditions, pure lineage, and pure teachings, and pure instructions, or so on. And sooner or later, seed already there, so the pure seed is there equally. So therefore, now we need to collect the pure favorable conditions. That is only seedlings coming, or sooner or not is later, or sooner is depend is the conditions only. Seed you don't need to worry. The pure seed is already sown, really. So now is when is coming seedling, is when sooner or later 100% will be, But it's sooner or later, why I'm saying they're different two words, because depend when you start to collect the conditions, that is. When you completed the favorable conditions, that is, if you sown, then sown the seedling. Yes. If you use later, and that's a later text, it comes to the seedling, that is only. So try. Keep this is the chance, opportunity, in this very opportunity in this human body, precious human body, especially with an 18 qualities. That's not easy, comes this kind of chance. If this time, if you're missing the important of essence of your meaning, our life, the human, especially like traditional way we say, most one important, the meaning is not only eating, sleeping and toilet. That is not the essence. That is a normal, really is the, animals. They can also, they are hungry, of course, they can also feed his stomach, something going to find to eat. When they cold temperature, and they can, even the bird, 100,000 kilometers they change. Summer times go there, winter times, summer time go there, and so on you see. This is the normal, because body system, they can explain to you hungry. You don't need very using logic, I'm hungry or not. You don't need follow. Your body, the stomach tell you, So therefore they need food. That's not the essence of our birth, the human life. Because human brain, clear mind, can do more than just eating, sleeping, toilet, So this is a normal life. And on top, we need to add very special, important thing. That the chance opportunity is this time, But eating, toilet, sleeping times, not the chance only this time. That's just over and over coming. Don't worry. So really. So, however, that is, I'm telling truth, actually. Really, I'm talking true. So, but keep on your mind. That's that. All right. Okay, so if you agree, something is, if you later understand, if you can, there's a convenience for you, suitable for you, what we talk this visit, anything on the keep on your mind and not only note on the paper. It's not on the mind, I'm saying, right? It's a little different, right? Papers, you are very good, I know, the Western, very much, but I don't know how much you are going to research there, the paper, or maybe ours and that, bookshelf, then, maybe page bit stick, I don't know, but it's very good, really. But more you need to note on the mind, So, actually, these sometimes Asian, and the Western very good, really good there, but I don't know how they again after they notes on the paper and that they take care again or not much. If then it's very good, but like Asian, especially Tibetan, very weak to note. It's almost no paper pen is no possible to them. But later, some important things they note on the mind, on the heart. That's very good strong, So therefore. But it's a try many way, it's a little bit, it's more, keep on the paper, very important, just for memory, to remain to you when they check there again. But some essence, important things is more, not on the heart, or it doesn't matter point here or there, but on the mind, okay? So that is. And then some extra is maybe cannot accept and forget. That is not bad, I'm sure. Just forget, leave it and yourself, what do you like. All right, so that is, so anybody, if you have any questions, a few minutes. Okay, so we go into dedication prayers.